In lieu of a Peter pandemic, NXT does what NXT does best. Video package promos.
Yes.
Tonight we get the saga of Ciampa and Gargano. We get the return of the Prince. And we get the rise of the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley. This is 2 hours. And Ciampa versus Gargano was like an hour 20. That's what we get tonight. Granted, very well done. But, holy fuck. This is NXT. Alright, that's enough of that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we're not going to pad the program like they did. Holy shit.
Wow. Yeah, there's not really a lot to cover.
Okay. So. I think the coolest part about this whole show was the presentation being done by Tom Phillips and Triple H.
Yeah.
Now, I think these two have a nice rapport. I also think it's pretty cool to see Triple H doing a role that we never see him at. I don't know if we've ever seen him on commentary.
He's never hosted before. He's done commentary on matches before, but he's never hosted a show.
So anyway, that was nice. I wish they'd pair these two together more often. Mm-hmm. Maybe we will see that in the future based off of this.
This is actually something really cool that they did. They could actually may have a special every now and then, especially when it comes to close to a takeover time, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hour long special. Have Triple H and Tom do that.
These are the only two motherfuckers being presented live here. They are coming to you from Stamford, Connecticut, and everybody else that has anything new on this show is coming from the Performance Center via single-person interview. Like, nobody asking them questions. There's no way to tell that they didn't just set up their own camera and start talking. So,
it was very real world was what it was.
All of these video packages had new exclusive promo stuff. Like stuff that they are like sitting there telling you, but at the same time it's like who the fuck cares?
It's nothing we didn't already know.
Oh my god. It was a lot of what they did in the video packages for Gargano and Ciampa was really cool. There was one point where Jerry was even like, I'm not crying, you're crying. Right before Tommaso Ciampa came out with that neck brace and hugged Gargano after he won the title. Like, awesome stuff. But then there was also spots where they were replaying matches we've already seen. Good matches. The best spot was when they showed the DIY tag team going for the they were going for the titles in the ladder match against AOP. And they didn't show the whole ladder match. They showed all of the great spots, though. And I was just sitting here remembering this match going, that might have been the best tag team ladder match in fucking history. Like, we've had a few lately that it's like, that was really good, that was really good. NXT UK has really good tag teams putting on, but this was like, oh. Anyway, I think that was the best spot of this entire hour plus Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah. So, what did you think about it?
I thought it was really cool. It could have been shorter, yeah, but then at the same time, like we also didn't have commercials because we actually got to watch a cut of it without commercials. So that last part that they would show would always get like resaid that second time. So it kind of felt like an echo. But otherwise, yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I liked the new interviews. But then, what really kind of bothered me about it was the fact that it started off, very real world, like, because you had Ciampa and Gargano talking about how they're great friends in real life and all this other stuff, but then it completely devolved into their characters by the end of it.
So we have a viewer now. Somebody has nothing else better to do.
Awesome. Hi.
So for anybody watching live, and maybe we'll say this later, you have the opportunity to come on the big screen and ask us questions if you want, because there's not much to this show. We want to talk about some of what's going on and what we think is going to go on and how it's going to affect NXT over the next few weeks. But we also want to do that with questions. So I'm willing to open up Skype, and anybody that wants to call in or video in, we will put you up here, and you can ask us questions, and we can ask you questions if you want.
Yeah.
But it's back to just me watching. So, never mind. They're like, hey, we don't want to do that. So, this was just everything. This went back to Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, or he said, John Gargano, trying out at the Performance Center. And they said for some reason they always got paired up. And they always ended up on the road together. And through this entire process, they ended up getting cut together too. And
made their returns for the cruiserweight open.
Yeah, but in between that time, they became friends. And that's why Tommaso Ciampa was there when Gargano got the opportunity in the Cruiserweight Classic. And Ciampa's like, well, hey, you got 32 spots to fill. Why don't you throw me in there with Johnny? Because
opening match.
Clearly, by this point, they have probably had several matches somewhere in a gym. And they're like, yeah, let's go show them what we've been working on for the last 8 months. Or I don't know how long.
And it was epic.
Yeah, they replayed a lot of that match, and I remember that was one of the first round matches that actually, to me, felt like a main event match. What set the Cruiserweight Classic apart as a whole was that every match I saw something new that I'd never seen before. And WWE in general had gotten to a point to where there were a lot of times, there's shows that there's nothing new. It's nothing you've never seen before. And in this case, we're just talking about moves in a ring, but every match produced. Their match not only did that, but it felt like a main event match.
I'd say so.
Well, you got to think those Cruiserweight Classic matches were like 4 matches per show, splitting up when they released them. And the 4th match was always like supposed to be main event, but none of them ever felt like that except for Gargano Ciampa. Anyway, we go from that video package to a Finn Balor package,
which I enjoyed even more. Not just because of the length of it, but for the fact that Finn Balor showed his pretty much rise from NXT, his fall into WWE, and then his rise again in NXT.
Yeah, his return because he missed
the rush.
He missed himself. He missed the. The words don't put he put it into words, but I didn't write them down. It's hard for me to.
He had this certain big match feel with a lot of the guys he was wrestling in NXT. He named off Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe.
Well, it brought his passion back, and his passion was in NXT. And he said he was tired of pleasing other people. It was time to please himself.
Yep.
And
he started naming off a whole bunch of people that he used to be pleasing.
Yeah, and I was giggling through the whole thing just because it sounds so wrong. I'm just saying it sounds so wrong. Anyway.
We lucked out to be like the last people to ever really see him smile.
One of the few.
Yep.
We have the picture to prove it.
Because we met him in Toronto. That's where I had hair.
So, dude, nobody's watching this show. This is awful.
Yep.
Everybody's busy sleeping.
Well, it's not even that. They know that NXT did not really have a show.
Yeah. I think they're sleeping because they didn't have to go to work. They don't have... Anyway.
Well, that's true because Colin's off now, too. So
Balor says 2018 Finn Balor is dead and he will stand against Walter and get what he wants.
Which I'm guessing is the UK Championship.
That would be another move down, I think. You would say a lateral move, but...
I don't think so. Because it would also make him the first ever person to hold the NXT UK and the NXT Championship.
And the Universal.
But he'll be the first one to actually be like the double champion, more or less, for at least NXT.
Yeah, they would love to push somebody like that.
And that's the way they would do it without taking Adam Cole out of his spot.
Somebody has to beat Walter.
Eventually, yeah.
It might as well be this Finn Balor. And then we end the show with a VidPack promo, The Rise of the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley. And again, we get an interview with her, fresh stuff, but it really doesn't seem all that fresh. Actually, to me, I think this brings her character back because it gives her a bit of realism, a little too much realism. And it pairing along with her in the stadium, it's bringing her back to like fangirl days, and maybe this is their attempt to make her look like the underdog. Maybe all of this is on purpose, but I think it's bringing a little of her badassness backwards.
Yeah, it is definitely not the greatest move. I thought it was kind of weird that like they even have Charlotte there in any way, shape, or form. Like I figured she'd at least pop in towards the end or something, or they'll have some sort of exclusive comment from her, but they didn't.
Yeah, what would have been fun, since that's the match that's still technically on because it was on the WrestleMania card, is if they did the interview with Rhea Ripley in Stamford with Triple H and
like she just kind of walks into the studio and just does her thing.
No, like maybe they all like take a different stage and sit down for an interview, and at the end you have Charlotte Flair come out and attack Rhea Ripley from behind. That would have been a much cooler way to end the show. This was all like pre-packaged. This was absolutely. What's fun is that
it wasn't bad, but it just wasn't necessary.
What's fun is that tomorrow I get to debate Virtue on NXT versus AEW.
Oh, you get to do that?
And the latest product being this show versus what AEW put on. And I've only heard a few things from that show, but you had the debut of Brody Lee and Broken Matt Hardy. And that's enough to say this week, I'm sure I haven't watched it, but I am positive AEW fucking won. They kudos to them for putting on a real show in an empty arena instead of what NXT did. I am disappointed. We have no main event to rank or rate. I mean, we could rate this final video package.
But then we also, like this past week, we also learned TakeOver Tampa is not going to happen. That or it's being moved.
Well,
from what I heard, it's going to be moved to a Wednesday night to combat with AEW. So it's going to feel just like a souped up version of a regular NXT show.
To an empty crowd.
Yeah. Oh no! It's going to be pushed out to the point where they can actually have a full like audience.
Oh, if they're going to do that, why wouldn't they just have it at an arena?
Because that would make sense.
Well, anyway, we're going to break ranks and rate this show instead of rating a main event, because I feel like we're going to get the lowest. Because we've had shows like this before.
We had one match.
Yeah, this was an awful attempt at filling in 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
This would have been stuff that would have been within 2 hours of an actual NXT show. They could have taken all of these video packages and put them in between the matches that you saw. Even the hour plus...
I'm pretty sure that's what they probably would have done, at least with the Ciampa and Gargano one. Like, they have it split into like 4 or 5 different parts throughout the night. But then they'd have matches somewhere in between there.
And other promos and shit. Like, awful. You go first out of the General's 5-star rating system. Like, this is just... I'm sorry about this.
Oh, by the way, this is the Wizard, Stefan Osborne, and I'm the General, Jerry Slaughter. Good morning, wrestling fans.
Oh, yeah.
you wanted to start into this shit. Yeah.
Yeah, my name's Stefan. His name's Jerry. Welcome to the show. If you're watching, then chances are you've watched this before, because there was no reason for anybody to be like, hey, what did people say about this show? So thanks for joining us. And whoever's watching us live, if you want to join us, like, we'll put you on Skype. If you want to Skype in, ask us some questions or talk about the show. What I want to talk about is where we go from here.
Yeah.
You said they're going to put off the TakeOver event, and that's fine.
Yeah. At least they're not trying to force it down our throats like they're doing for WrestleMania.
I feel like there's 2 options. You either go forward with WrestleMania, as WWE seems to be planning on doing, at least in the short term, It might still yet get canceled by Florida or by the county.
And best case, it could be moved to June.
But NXT is not likely going to hold all of their takeover match feuds for 2 months or 3 months until an event can take place.
We're at fever pitch.
We are going to move along, and they are going to end up giving us new matches.
Yep. Oh,
probably better matches.
Oh yeah, like the 5 or 6 matches we were supposed to get for this coming takeover will probably be main events over the next couple, or like 2 main events like each night.
Whatever it's going to be. In the meantime, I don't know. This could be very bad for the wrestling business.
Oh, yeah.
The wrestling business, at least as an entertainment format on television, needs a live crowd, because the live crowd is the reaction. They are the 4th person in this match. You have 2 competitors, a referee, and you have the crowd. And
well, that's what I was that's why I mentioned in the No DQ chat room the other night when they announced that, like, it was going to be like WrestleMania was going to be at the Performance Center, like in front of nobody. I'm like, WrestleMania is spectacle. It's pretty much lights and pyro, and it's the crowd.
I was about to say,
without those 3 items, it's pretty much a glorified house show with a nifty name.
WrestleMania, for the longest time, was the one time a year that we got pyro.
Yeah.
And until the Saudi Arabia shows came along, and then they finally said, "Fuck it, let's bring back pyro."
No, we lucked out because SummerSlam was the first time they had pyro again.
Oh yeah.
We were there in Toronto.
Where we met.
We met Finn Balor.
Finn Balor.
I'm glad we got to do that again.
WWE is not too big to fail.
No.
And
that's the first aftermatch thing you did at one point. We were just talking about that.
If they don't adapt, change something. I said on the show that I did with Aaron and Virtue and Jeff Meacham that there is technology there for them to either bring in a crowd of actual people, like that they can film while they react. If you can't have more than 50 people in a room, they can get 45 grown adults, space them out, put them in a room, put it on the big screen, make it an event for them, and show them on the Tron screens that they can surround the ring with in Full Sail or in the Performance Center, and make there seem like a crowd. You can pipe in all of the audio. You can mix it so that you can hear it. It won't be the sound of 90,000 people, obviously, but you will get reactions, and it will make it seem more genuine of a 4th member of the show. As opposed to, I also had the idea that they have the technology to put fake audience members and canned laughter and cheers and boos and everything else into the audio. They can fake a crowd. It's doable. They have the technology to put giant fucking pit bulls over Roman Reigns for only the crowd at home to see. They can rig up the Performance Center so that they can show a WWE 2K20 crowd around the ring.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit they can do, but they have to adapt with the times. And if they don't, and this all gets really boring and stale and nobody wants to watch anymore, you start with the ratings, then goes the stock, which the stock market is already doing pretty harshly because of all of this. Once the stock goes, then the corporation can tumble. Whereas AEW is fairly small, and they are super creative.
Yes.
They are super creative. And I feel like they can weather this storm. And I made that argument the other day as well.
The thing is with them at this point is like, for the longest time they were trying to compete, but this time they didn't even really have to. Like, WWE didn't really put up a fight, didn't put up a battle, they just did this interview thing, and AEW put on a complete show, complete with like 2 massive debuts. So, And both of them were steals from WWE. So
how do you compete with that, man?
You don't.
You don't.
This was like this was Monday Night War type warfare right here.
I hope what we got this week was them taking a break from having to do so they have more time to plan.
Yes.
And if they don't learn from this week and do something different next week, then I fear for our show. Like, our show goes away if their show goes away. Or
maybe they were possibly taping matches for this next week. Who knows? Maybe over at the Performance Center. Maybe they were actually doing a couple matches.
Maybe they were taping several weeks worth of programming so that while there's still mobility and they can get down there and do it before they all have to go home and stay home.
Yeah.
They can have something.
That is highly possible.
I hope there's...
And in which case, I would retract and I'd say this was a smart move.
I hope there's some actuality in there and not just us speculating a bunch of nonsense.
Me speculate nonsense? Never.
Dude, usually when you speculate the most nonsense, that's when that shit actually happens. It's like, holy fuck.
I was actually really hoping for that Ronda Rousey Revolution thing.
He said Goldberg was going to beat The Fiend, and everybody was like, what? No. Look what happened.
Winner.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But then again, they called me crazy for betting on the Grizzled Young Veterans to take the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Championships.
Nobody really called you crazy as much as we just said, okay.
I got a little slack, but it's, yeah. Anyway, I was against
people just stare at me dumbfounded when I talk about shit.
Usually it lands you at the bottom, but when it actually gets you points, that's when it pays off, because it's like, holy crap. How did you guess that? It's like, because I always guess wrong. Do we have anything else to talk about? This has been a really short show. I apologize, folks. But what do you do?
I say we go ahead and cut into here. Maybe we'll actually get more viewers if it's only like a 20, 30-minute show.
Well, we didn't have anybody in the chat room. We don't have any questions to answer. We have people to plug. If you're watching now, like, you watch our show probably.
Yeah.
So you should probably also check out our friends, because, you know, most of these shows came about from our show. So, like, not only do I want to plug them, but they're very similar to us. Like, you know, if you like our show, you probably will like their shows.
Probably even better.
Yeah, probably better. For that matter, we should mention Chris Mace, because he's already got 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, so people like his show, so probably you will too. That's Christopher Mace. Might be the Holiday Christopher Mace.
Yeah, the Holiday.
On YouTube. So check him out. Check out Colin Andrew, who helps us out a lot. He runs our
Facebook
page and our...
No, he runs the Instagram page and the Twitter page.
Yeah, you run the Facebook page. Yeah, he's got the groups. He's got the armbar, all caps.
ARMBAR! Exclamation point! I still want to get that made into a shirt.
Give me my falsetto there.
But like, have the armbar thing down the back, just have exclamation point spelled out.
The Cleaver Colin Andrew at YouTube, and then probably, I don't know what his Twitter is. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what everybody's Twitter is, but all of that information should be down below. You can expand the info on this video, and all of that should be there. That also care of Colin Andrews, so thank you for that. Also, if there's an updated one that you've got to add information to, you should send me that.
Yep.
Because he might be the one person watching live.
I doubt it. He would have said something. He always says good morning or lets us know that he's there.
This is true. So it's probably Steph just taking pity on us.
Doubtful.
If if I'm right, you gotta give me a comment. Okay. Other than that, let's see. We've got Cindy G. She was like one of the first guests on our show.
She's pretty much taking a break from YouTubing right now.
Yeah, right? But like we can't get her some views.
Yeah, that's true too.
She's got a lot of stuff that is probably not so dated. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and watch. She's fun to watch anyway. She
does adventures in blogging, more or less. She'll do photography. She does wrestling stuff. It's fun.
Well, if you find her YouTube, let's see, simply_C_OK, and that'll get her Twitter too. And then find her Instagram. I think that's what most of her good stuff is her Instagram.
She also runs the No DQ Instagram.
Let's see. We've got Headman, James Hebert.
Yeah.
He's got his
Weymouth Youth Wrestling.
WEYMOUTH Youth Wrestling. So they do video game format, and they build shows and characters, and they do incredible production. It is super long, so you know that they put effort into this. And yeah, if you can get past the fact that it's super long, it's really good.
Speaking of super long, Owen Finch, the Birdman.
The Birdman of Boston.
Yes.
Let's see, that's Fortune 44, Wrestling Fortune 44 on YouTube. He's also Owen the Talking Andrew, but that's where he talks about non-wrestling stuff. But yeah, find him on YouTube, and then you should be able to find everything else. Again, like I said, most of this is downstairs. Yeah, expand that info, and most of this is there, but it gives us something to talk about and an opportunity to take a few minutes that we
say thank you.
have. Yeah, say thanks to these guys. Promote their channels. Who else do we have to? I want to promote everybody.
Oh, that Noah Foster guy.
Oh,
yeah. He's just simple man and a lifelong fan
of
wrestling.
Let's see, Noah Foster. What is it?
210.
210. Yes, thank you. Noah Foster 210 on YouTube. Let's see. He does 205 Live. I don't know what they are doing right now.
Oh, he's also doing AEW Spark. He actually
nice.
he does like AEW reviews now too. So
let's see what else. I would plug the Griff, but is his channel still up?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it went back up or not.
Shame
on you, Griff.
If it's back up, Mark Griffith.
Griffith.
Yeah, Griffith.
Griffith.
That's Mark's reviews on YouTube. Let's see who else.
Might as well just plug No DQ since you're going to be on there.
Well, let's plug Christopher Willis. I don't know if he has a channel.
He doesn't, but he runs AEW Nation. That's like got a cajillion people in it now.
Yeah, find that on YouTube or on Facebook. And then Francis the King.
Yeah.
Evan King Francis.
Go to Work Fitness.
Go to Work Fitness. I don't know if they have a YouTube channel, but find him on Twitter.
Yeah.
He is an actual wrestler, and if you're around his area in California, like, you should go see him.
He took a break from social media as well right now because of all the coronavirus and everything that's going on right now.
Oh.
Like, basically, I tried to tag him in the video you guys did this last week. Thank you, if you're watching, for covering for me. That was awesome. But he took a break from everything after that. So
yeah,
I don't really blame him.
No, yeah, he told me, he gave me his phone number in case I need to get a hold of him. So who else? There's got to be others. I know there's others, and I'm sorry if I'm forgetting you. Hopefully, I will remember.
John Charcher has a Twitter too.
Yeah, he's been on the show. At this point, I might be thinking about Martin Elstone, but it's been a year since he's been on the show.
Oh, Meacham.
Jeff Meacham. Find him on Anchor.
And on his YouTube channel, he does them both. Talk radio.
I think he's trying to promote the Anchor, though.
Well,
I want to get that out there for him. I don't know the name, though. We need to add that, I think. I don't think that's actually in the...
Well, we need to add
downstairs.
it. Colin, add it.
Add it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Update this shit.
Update this shit.
Actually, I hate to ask, dude. Colin is up to his teeth in work right now. So
and that whole baby thing.
I will get a hold of Meacham and I will update it myself. Let's see, other than that, who else? As always, NoDQ.com for all of your wrestling news and updates. That is why we're all here.
Yep.
That is why our
channel
exists. That is why all of the channels that exist, because we brought them on our channel, exist. Like, that is the roots of this tree. So go to NoDQ.com, check out them on YouTube. Aaron does videos nearly every day now. Most of them live. He will be doing one tomorrow with me and Virtue. I have to go watch some AEW, man. So I've got some reasons to say why NXT is better. This week, I guarantee I've got nothing. Nothing. Unless I watch several weeks of AEW and it's like, man, their video packages are garbage. Other than that, I have no argument. I concede this week. But as for overall, I think NXT is the best thing going right now. The only thing that they don't have is the tag team division, which they're starting to try to build again, but
the NXT UK tag division.
They only concede it to the NXT UK division, which is a brand that is specifically there because of them. Like, yeah, so I think NXT is the best thing going right now. Mm-hmm. And I hate to say that because I've never been a Triple H fan. I'm sorry to say that. That might be an unpopular opinion, but
he's not for everybody.
Man, when because I was one of those teenagers that was in love with Stephanie McMahon. When he married her, it's like, fuck you, man. I'm done with you. I was never a big fan of him anyway. He was very good at his heel character.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
now for our plugs.
Our plugs? Do we have plugs?
If you like our video,
click the like button. That's over here underneath me. If you like all of our videos, click the subscribe button. That's for you. That's down there over underneath Jerry.
That's right over here.
And if you want to watch us go live, which apparently only one other person in this world wants to do right now, next week, maybe we'll get a real show next week. If you want to watch us live next week, click that bell icon. That'll notify.
Or we'll have a better idea of what we're going to do.
We might have to change our format. Maybe we'll have to actually do some wrestling.
You'll lose.
Oh, man, I know.
You will lose.
Oh, my God, this dude is 6'4". 6'4".
300 pounds.
He was like 6'7", but he got rid of all the hair.
Mm-hmm. See? That was me last week.
So if you want to help our channel grow, click that
share button.
And share us on Facebook and Twitter and wherever. Like, just click it and share it. Like, don't add any words or anything.
Just
if people like wrestling, they'll like see the title and be like, "Oh, what's this about?"
Type up the link in one of those label makers and just put all of it's Tupperware. they'll be like, "Where'd that lid go? Oh, look! Oh, wow! What's this?"
If you want to find me on Twitter, go to nodq.com/Stefan. That's STEFAN. Or if you just want to look me up, it's at Stefan R. Osborne, OSBORNE. As always, the R stands for restricted. You can also find the gentleman on Twitter
at Gerald_JSJ. And we've already talked about our bar.
Yeah. ARMBAR.
Exclamation point. Chris Willis is so much better at that.
Well, yeah. He's a better singer.
He's
I'm a terrible singer.
He's got that chef-like soul to him.
I don't presume to be a good singer. I just try, even when it's bad.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh. Anyway, let's see. I'm on Instagram at osborne.stefan. He's on Instagram.
_gentleman_slaughter. We're both on Snapchat, too.
Please don't add me on Snapchat. I don't need a reason to use Snapchat. More than I already do. Occasionally, no.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
I use it maybe like once or twice. Are we done? I'm pretty sure we're done.
I think we're done.
We're done.
Oh, yeah. We have a Patreon.
Oh, Patreon. Yeah.
Stefan R. Osborne, but whatever. Like, we don't really
give us money. Whatever.
No, I don't have any tiers or anything. I don't have an incentive set up because I don't know that anybody cares or what they would want to see us do. Outtakes? Well, this whole show has been a fucking outtake, folks. That happens. And when we have outtakes on shows, I try to give it to you guys, for free.
For every $10 we gain, Chris Willis will get chopped in the chest by Adam Francis.
That would be awesome, I guess.
Stefan automatically throws in $100 that he doesn't have.
You know what? For us, it would be more likely we'd do shout outs and each of us would take a chop. You get to decide.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. $10 on the Patreon, and you get to decide. We'll send you a personalized video of me or him taking a chop from the other. You get to decide. I feel like I'm going to take a lot of chops because this hand. Look at that hand. People are going to be like, yeah, let's see that happen. But you know what? For $10, I'll take a chop.
Jerry still hasn't chopped him, so.
But, I don't know. That's probably stupid. But if you want to see it, there you go. Find us on Stefan R. Osborne at patreon.com.
Yep.
Self-plugging aside, for the gentleman, Jerry Slaughter, I'm the wizard of No DQ, Stefan Osborne. Thank you for joining us meaninglessly. We really appreciate it. And we will see you NXT time.